Hey, how's it going, everyone? Kenny here from Kenny's Customs. So, a lot of you have been reaching out asking me for a full video tutorial on how to set up a boot sequence. As you may know, that my latest iteration of the lights and snorkels and basically anything that runs my addressable software, the Wi-Fi controlled versions, are now able to have a custom boot sequence. Um, the easiest way to see if your let's call it light is able to do it, or program is able to do it, if you go into the app and under presets, if you see this create playlist part, you know you can do it. If it's not there, please reach out to us. We'll help you with updating the software. You don't actually have to come visit us or see us. It can all be, your file can be sent to you, and you can do it yourself if you feel brave enough. All you'll need is a laptop or something of the sorts. You should technically be able to do it with your phone as well, but it's just a lot easier on a laptop. Um, yeah, so starting off, one of the most important things you need to do is select your boot effect and the color it's going to be in. So I personally like to go to a rainbow color just to show off that it is a rainbow like RGB, and it's not just one color, your lights, it's not like these just plain white or one color. Effect wise, there's obviously you have your favorite effect that you want to choose from. I like to use the THX one. It's basically like a Tetris kind of style, and what it does, it basically fills up the LEDs, um, and then wipes them again, kind of thing. I then change the intensity here by the flame to slightly smaller, so it uses less LEDs, so it takes a bit longer. And you can also speed it up if you want it to be quite quick. This way you just get more colors out of it. Once you've just selected the actual function you want and for it, you'll then go into presets, create a preset, and you want to call this boot effect. Save it to either 99 or one of the, any number really, it doesn't really matter. I like to use 99, 100, 101, things like that, the higher numbers, for the background stuff, because it's not something I will use often. But here by quick load label, you can leave it blank. Um, so you just go then save preset. Once you've selected that, from here we want to select a solid color. So we're going to go back to our default color, which in this case should be white. If you do want it to go do a different effect, a different color and go solid there, you more than welcome to. But for legal reasons, obviously, I will make every set of lights swap to white after doing the boot effect, and then we just got to change it to solid. Intensity and timing does not matter when you're a solid color, so we can leave that as is. Then we're going to go back to presets, and we're going to go create preset. This we're going to call it solid state or solid white. Quick load label. I do put this as a SW or a SS, and then we'll save this to 98. Reason why I put a quick label here is in case you're playing around and you've gone completely bonkers and you have demonized halos, the works, rather than trying to go select them all, anything like that, you'll just go here, we see it says SW, and quickly click on that, and it doesn't matter how many um, presets you have, you just need to find the quick load button and it'll send everything to white or the solid color. So yeah, once you've decided on your boot effect and set to solid state or a final stage, if you want to call it that, you're going to go to the create playlist. Now, create playlist allows you to basically cycle through effects or presets, should we call it. As far as I know, you can do up to 10. Well, I haven't gone more than that. But yeah, it gives you the option to create playlists for shows. So you could call this a my show playlist, find your 10 15 favorite shows, effects, put them on, and you can actually set them to shuffle and go between them and repeat indefinitely. So as you play around with this, there's a lot of power you can have in this. So for instance, you're at a show, you only want your lights to run for a couple minutes, however you still want it to run a bunch of effects. You could technically, if for instance like an ST, you could put your lights on park, um, set the timer for 10 minutes and or 3 minutes or whatever, and lock your car and walk away, and your lights will do their thing. But yeah, from here we'll just basically get back to the boot sequence. quick load label. We can call it BS if you want, or leave it blank. It's up to you. Then by playlist entry, you want to always start with your boot effect. For me, most of the time, I let it run for 2.5 seconds with a 0.5 transition. Then you hit the plus button to add your next sequence. So what's going to follow after the boot effect. Now, if you had multiple effects that you wanted to run one after the other, you just change them here. But because I only have my test mode and my solid state left, I want it to go from boot effect to solid state. Now, we obviously only want it to run once and stay on the solid state when it's finished. So we're going to deselect repeat indefinitely. We want it to repeat 1 time is fine, but end preset we want it to end with solid state. From here, you can test it and see how your timing works out. Once you're happy with your testing, just before you save playlist, please remember to check here where it says save to ID, this one here. Remember that number because it's going to be important. Go save playlist and your effects are now done. You'll have your boot effect, boot sequence, solid state, and most lights will come with a test sequence if you have lights. It's my way of making sure that when it gets wired up, you can match blue with blue, green with green, and all of that nonsense. But yeah, right. So now that we have all of that done, we just need to tell the lights to boot from them, to boot from your boot sequence, basically. And from here, we're going to go config, LED preferences, scroll down, ignore all of this. Please do not change any of this or you're going to have a really rough day trying to get it all fixed again. And then change here where it says apply preset at boot 0 users default. So we saved ours as number 1. So we're just going to change it to 1, scroll back up to the top and hit save. And that's it. Basically from here, anytime you turn your lights on or unlock your car or however you have it set, you will then boot from number 1, which in our case is the solid state. The boot sequence, which jumps from the boot effect, runs that for 2.5 seconds, and goes to solid state. But yeah, if you have any questions, you shoot me a message. If you don't have this feature, you can also still shoot me a message, and we can help upgrade the software for you. One of the nice things about this software is that it can be done remotely, and you don't have to bring the board in or even see my face to have it done. We can assist you wherever you are. So yeah, the app is getting a lot more powerful as time goes by. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know it's been short and sweet. We will do a full in-depth version on how to do custom boots for like 6 different halos and all of that nonsense. But until then, enjoy the quick tutorial, play around with it, have fun, and we'll catch you on the next one.